Oh my God, your poor dad.
I need to not bring her up right now because like I'm in the mood to talk some shit and like she would really be on the receiving end of that.
Should we talk shit? Just not say her name. I love talking shit. I like need to talk shit because I'm like
The other day I watched one of her whole videos.
Okay, don't say her name and I'll include this in the episode. But be vague.
Okay.
Be vague enough for me to know, but vague enough to where like we're not being so mean.
Oh,
It's a very fine line.
well, the other day I was watching one of her videos that popped up. And right from the first second, I was annoyed, but I was in the mood. I was like, I kind of want to be annoyed.
Like you just kind of want to. It's like masochistic.
Yeah, and so I kept watching, and the more I kept watching, I was like,
It just kind of like brings the social media can bring out like a mean side of you.
it was fueling this weird little fire that I had inside of me, and I'm like, she's so annoying. I could have scrolled away immediately.
Yeah.
I watched the entire video, and then I'm annoyed with myself that I watched this entire video.
And then I get annoyed with myself of like being annoyed with that person. I'm like, why do I care? I don't care enough to like comment or like
I
whatever.
think what I cared about, yeah, that's the thing.
That's the difference between us and the trolls.
I do not comment. I will keep it to myself or say it on this podcast, I guess. But I was just...
Or say it in a group chat and like leave it there.
But it's like certain facial expressions are like, pick me. Or
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, what are you doing with your face?
I think what I really hate on social media, like people annoy me on social media, but I hate when people try to be something they're not and they're trying to like portray a version of themselves that is not who they truly are in order to like be cool for guys. And that's what really bothers me.
Yeah. I also
It's very
think that
pick me. It's
getting
Danielle.
mad at someone for what they do, like your brand of TikTok is like you just talking. It's not like prank videos or whatever.
Yeah.
So if I genuinely got mad at something you said, it's kind of like getting mad at you for you doing something bad in a dream or something where it like had literally nothing to do with me. There was no personal thing about it, but I'm still gonna like have a feeling about it.
Yeah. But I think the difference between like us and the trolls is that the trolls like feel the need to like comment and it's always like so mean. And the other day I was on the phone with this brand I'm working with and like that I'm consulting for, not being a creator or whatever. And we were talking about creators to use for this campaign. And I was like Googling this girl and a Reddit page came up. And I've always heard about people talking about the Reddit pages, but I've like purposefully not
Stayed away from Reddit.
gone on there. And it was the nastiest shit I have ever seen. If you are on a Reddit snark page, you are one of the lowest forms of human beings.
Yeah.
And that's coming from someone I love talking shit. But as the great Dorinda Medley, who you guys will know one day, Real Housewives of New York, say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Yeah.
If you are on a page like that, you are like truly fueling like the most, like that's like the lowest form of human behavior.
I am always surprised when I see like if a big thing, like if E-News posts something and then the top comments are always there. Some of them are so hateful and
Crazy.
those are people that are saying it with their chest. They
With their
believe
face attached
exactly
to
what
it.
they're
Okay.
saying. At least Reddit, they have like throwaway accounts and there's some like hidden
Bailey.
anonymity, but like
It's no, it's even worse. They were taking screenshots of this person. Like when you're talking in a video and you like make a weird face, screenshotting it, posting it on there. People are just ripping apart her looks and she's a cute girl. It's like they're so insecure that they need to like bring this person down. They were taking videos of this person out in public without that person knowing, posting it on the Reddit page, tearing her apart. I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
And you know what? Welcome back to Your Poor Dad.
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad.
you can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth brand sister.
I kind of like just like diving right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like we're already warmed up. I think sometimes when we do the intro and then we have to be like, hey guys.
No, but
welcome back.
yeah, but I do like saying hello to everybody.
yeah.
No,
Welcome.
but going back to that,
this is your poor
This
dad.
is literally you just walked right into
Yeah.
a sister chat.
Reddit is so scary though.
No, it's so scary. I'll never be back on there. And I saw like a couple of my friends' names in there. Like, oh, I like following these girls. And I'm like, oh my God, like an instant pit. I'm like, these are my good friends.
Yeah.
Did you search
Like,
for yourself?
No, I was no.
Close out of that app real
No.
quick.
And honestly, if you know that there's shit that's being spoken about me on Reddit, let it go. Do not tell me about it. Don't defend me. Just like leave me the fuck out of it. Like,
Yeah, because that's bringing it back to what I was starting with. Sometimes, like that girl that I was watching, like she was annoying the shit out of me. I'm not gonna tell her.
Right.
I'm not trying to ruin her day. I'm not trying to, do any of that. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so annoying.
yeah.
People can think that about me too, but
Yeah.
like have the same respect that I have with that girl, and like I'm not gonna tell that girl you're so annoying.
Yeah, what you can do to help that creator with engagement without leaving a nasty comment is just like share it into a group text and talk shit there. What people think about me is none of my business.
Yeah, unless I make it your business.
Unless I make it your fucking business. Unless you're like one of my really good friends and like you have a problem with me and then you don't tell me about it. That's different. If I do something that annoys you, that's nothing to do with me.
That's natural.
That's natural. I'm very annoying.
This kind of, changing the subject a bit, but kind of staying on the subject of just me being a little like fiery, right? Probably an hour ago, before you got to our house, someone rang the doorbell. For a second, I thought it might be you. I'm like, wow, she's here early.
Wow, that's weird.
And yeah,
Literally
wow.
never happened once. Ever.
And they ring. So we have a ring doorbell and we have a regular doorbell. They do both and knock.
Okay.
And so I'm
that's
like, okay.
really bold. What if you had a baby?
And so then I look out the people.
And we have two.
Yeah.
How dare they?
And we have two. I look out the people and it's this man and this woman. The man is wearing a shirt that he's probably with the company, but the woman's wearing just like
A dress. I saw her.
A dress.
And when I walked in and they were across the street at your neighbor's house that fucking bugged the shit out of me with the motorcycle. And I was like, oh, here we go. It's your
Okay.
neighbor's. But it wasn't your neighbor's for once.
And I was doing my makeup, and once I thought it was you, I was even more flustered. I'm like, oh my gosh, we really got to get going. And I opened the door and I'm like, hello? And and she's like, hi, I can tell you're busy. I was like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, okay, well, the reason we're here is we are here to talk about a charity. And I said, I'm not interested. And then she goes, there's something, the way she puts her hands on her hips and she goes, like, and looks at me like, oh, but I didn't even get to the good part,
Yeah.
And she goes, it's about refugees. And I said, not interested. And I was like, gotta go, bye. And I shut the door, and
it just feels so violating because it's like in your home.
it's in my home. And then as I shut the door, I lock it, and I'm walking back and I'm saying out loud to Bailey, I was like, one of these days, first I said, I am such a bitch. I said, one of these days I'm going to get punched in the face because I'm such a bitch.
No, but if it were, okay, one of these days I'm going to get punched in the face. One of these days you're going to get into a fight.
I know. And the thing is as soon as I shut the door, I realized, okay, I was a little too hot. But like I felt like, get off of my property, get off of my house, like for no reason.
Turning into like an old grumpy
but also
gentleman.
Paige was like, I'm such a bitch. And I said, okay, well, we knew that you probably weren't going to give this random person walking around money. So you could have sat there for 45 more seconds and listened and said, that's a very valiant cause. And I'm like not in a place that I could give any money. Sorry, send you on your way. So like, you could have done that or not.
Some time.
So,
well, and the other thing is, I don't know if it's because of TikTok or just the world we live in. I am afraid of people who come to my door.
Oh, totally. It feels like a violation. It's like, I'm a woman. I'm sorry. I don't trust.
I have pepper spray right by my door. And so I open the door. I obviously don't open it all the way. I don't let them in.
Yeah.
I have like my hand near the pepper spray just in case, because I don't want to open the door. I don't open the door for everybody, but this was annoying that they were doing all of the things. And I'm like,
we have to kick the two dogs back. It's like, you can already see you've caused an inconvenience here.
yeah. And so I'm just like ready to be a bitch, and I'm ready to keep going, but I shut the door, and then I realize I'm like, I'm such a bitch. Like, I will get hit one day. It's going to happen.
If they hit you on your property, that'd be insane.
I would grab that pepper spray.
That's why
they wouldn't even see it coming.
Usually when there's
and then when
a
they're
knock
down,
on the door, Paige and I both go to the door together, just in solidarity. Well, one of us has to pick up one of the dogs. At least that's like more manageable.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just
You know what I hate
fired
is
me up.
okay, on South Congress there's always Planned
Yes.
Parenthood people. And
Oh,
the way
I thought you were going to talk about the like the animal people or something.
No, this one really pissed me off because it was like Planned Parenthood. And one day I was like, you know what? I'll like listen to you because I support women's rights, women's health. And they start the way like their sign up was like I had to commit to like automatic withdrawals from my bank, and I was like, you know what, no, like I'll do a one-time donation but not that. They're like, no, you can cancel it. I'm like, now you just put a task on me, and so no. And they're like, so you don't care about women's health? And
That's
it was
exactly
a man.
what I'm saying.
I'm like, first of all, fuck you. I don't care about women's health. I am a woman. You are a man. You are just now like trying to get in on a cause because you like love the drama of it all. Like, do you really care about women's health, or you just like love?
Or is this the only job that you were able to get?
Literally. No, that's how I feel about so many people who like make every fucking problem their problem in the world. And it's like, I do activism, yes, like help people out, but it feels like when you have like a personal stake in every little thing that's going on, it's like,
Okay, here's the thing. I'm skeptical of a guy if he approaches me in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just a guy approaching me to hit on me. Okay. You better believe I'm going to be skeptical of somebody who's approaching me in the real world and asking for money. Okay.
Right.
No, I am not interested. Let me give money to charities and things on my own time.
right.
Anyways.
No, I totally agree. And I was walking on the park today, or walking through the park today, and there was just like an unhoused person laying in the middle of the path. And I'm just like, and then the girl who was, didn't I talk about this last week? How the girl was like threatening me with a golf club?
You talked
said
to
that to
us about
us.
that.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I have no patience for people's feelings around this stuff anymore, because like my safety, my Laszlo hierarchy of needs, my safety is like being put at risk. So once my safety is not at risk, then I can give a fuck. But like I just don't feel safe walking through the park. And like, yes, I have empathy for these people, but it's like, are they gonna fucking hurt me? Or
You
what?
as a citizen of Austin, it is not your responsibility to care for these people and to you can vote, make change, do all those things, but also as a fellow person standing in the park, you should be able to feel safe. Like that is not a bad thing to say.
Yeah, like, and it was 9 a.m. in the morning. Someone's sleeping in the middle of there's shits everywhere. I'm just like, it does not feel safe. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm a big old, I feel like I sound like such a like Republican Karen.
No, well, because the thing is somebody's always going to ruin it for everybody. It's like you can have empathy and want to help majority of the unhoused community. Mm-hmm. But just like it's not all men, it's some men. It's not all unhoused people, it's some. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's those, you don't want to be caught in the wrong situation at the wrong time.
And we're just more vulnerable to things because we're women, and I think people just know we're more vulnerable. That's an annoying word to say, vulnerable. But also because physically we are weaker. Sorry, hate to say it, but women are genetically weaker.
True.
So sorry. But
Bailey, what are your thoughts on this?
On which part of
Like
it?
anything that we just said.
I also kind of want to say something a little controversial.
Okay,
Oh God! And then
But
you
this
want
is
to
gonna make
comment on
me-
that too. I'm scared.
I want to know, Bailey, because like I like to know other people's. Well, I think the beauty of us is that we all three have like the same experience of like where we grew up, but we all three kind of have different like thoughts, but we're able to have discussions about hard topics without biting each other's heads off like on the internet. And I'm scared. I really hate the term birthing person.
Oh, okay.
Like a mom?
Well, like instead of like women, because when you're referring to people who can have babies, you usually say women. But now because of the trans community, you have to say birthing person.
That went way over my head. Okay.
But is that bad? Is
Mom?
that bad to be like, I find like annoyance with that?
I think that it's one of those things that there's going to be some growing pains. I don't find it annoying. I always feel like I can't keep up with the times when I would so desperately want to be as woke as I can be, and I'm always wrong. I can't even consistently use they them pronouns, and I like beat myself up about it because it's just hard grammatically. And so it's one of those things that I want to keep learning about, and I feel like there's going to be, because I personally have no problem using like gender affirming terms if they're brought to my attention and if the people that use them care. I don't like when other people put that on.
Yeah. Well, and I think that because you care so much and you do try, it's like if you do make a mistake, people aren't mad at you for that. Just wanting to say that.
Thanks.
But also, it's called birthing person. Is that what you said?
Birthing person. But I guess my annoyance with it is like it only ever affects women and it doesn't really affect men. Like we don't have to say
semen person.
Yeah, like because men are just, I mean, we're all genetically different, but it's like it only affects the women. Like now we're not allowed to be like, oh, women give birth. It's like birthing capable people or something like that. But like men, they don't have that. Like, so it just feels like also another way to kind of like take because now I think as women, we feel so strong in our gender and we're like proud to be women. And it's like we're feeling stronger. And now it kind of just feels like, oh, wait, but like you're just a birthing human. Like we're not a woman.
Person that has a uterus, I don't think that my ability to grow a fetus inside me makes me more or less of a woman. So I feel like I could identify as a woman, as like a cisgender woman, and also have a uterus that would be capable of.
Well, and
right, but not all uteruses are capable to have kids.
That's what I was going to say.
But I don't think that my gender identity is I am a birth capable person. Like I'm a woman because I identify as a woman, and I feel like that's okay. Like it's not one or the other. I don't think that women are losing something just because.
I agree with Bailey that I want to respect like anyone's pronouns, anyone's like sexuality, anyone's identity. I want all of that. I personally have a problem with the birthing person, not in the trans of it all, but in the fact that like me as a woman who looks like who should be a birthing person, I don't know that I am.
Right.
And that would make me really sad.
Well, I think it's because it's like I am so willing to like call you whatever pronoun that you feel comfortable with. I want to learn. I want to do better. But like now you're putting it on me. Now you're putting that burden on me that like I have to call myself a birthing capable person. And I've never come in contact with this. I just see it on TikTok. So like I don't know if I'll ever if this is even a worthy thing that I would need to talk about. But I just think it's like, okay, now you're making me call myself something that I don't really feel comfortable with. I just want to be a woman.
I just want to be a woman.
Yeah. Like
whether I can have a baby or not. Whether I can birth a baby or not.
Because to me, like being a woman is so much more than just being.
Totally.
I mean, we already had a word for it, cisgender. Like, I think that's fine to leave it there. Because there's people that choose not to have kids and for many reasons.
Yeah. So it's like, why do we have to have another fucking word?
Well, is it for people who have kids?
No, it's for women who have uteruses because not all women can have a baby because there's trans women.
Yes, some women were born.
I understand.
Okay.
I was thinking it was going to be more for trans men who had birthed a child that are now
opposite.
I think probably both though, because they were still like the birthing.
Actually, yes, you're
person.
right. Because if you are a trans male, you are a birthing human.
If you
so it's like it's basically if you have a uterus.
Where you're at.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just stop talking about the birthing of it all. Like
I know.
Like if somebody who is not a birthing person identifies as a woman, great. If someone who is a birthing person that identifies as a man, great. It's not my business.
Yeah.
Anyways,
well, that's just something I wanted to.
I also think that it's important to say that it not being your business, I think, is important because it's been very little time thinking about people I meet. It's like genitalia. It doesn't really come across my mind that frequently. But I do think that that's the saying, I don't care. Like, I'm going to call you what I want to be respectful, blah, blah, blah. But like, don't say gay. you know, that is like could also be dangerous, you know.
I mean, don't say gay.
Well,
Or there was like the don't say gay laws where don't ask, don't tell, none of my business. I don't want to know if you.
I
you
don't
know.
think I need to know if somebody has a uterus or not. Right. That's not my business.
No, I know, but I get what Bailey's saying, but I think it's also hard because like these conversations are really hard to have because people are so sensitive about it. And like, I'm just trying to like learn. So this is how I initially feel about this. So I'm learning, okay, is somebody going to say something to change my mind? And I feel like that is what we as a society we've gotten away from. Like, because I think any sort of like conflict is met with like equal conflict back.
Yeah, every action has an equal opposite reaction.
Yeah, where it's like, this thing is making me feel this way. And I'm not like trying to be hateful.
I don't
know
want
what
to make anyone uncomfortable. I want to make everyone as comfortable as can be. But what I'm not going to do, if you're telling me you're a she, I'm going to call you a she. What I'm not going to do is, do you have a uterus? You know what I mean?
Well, that's not what I don't think that's the point of it, but I don't know.
I think that it's an overcorrection to want to have common language for many different things when I think that people are capable of using a lot of different vocabulary to describe people at different points of their gender identity and any other identity.
I think this just goes
like we don't have to reduce ourselves to our reproductive organs if we are in alignment with like what other things it is to be a woman. And I think we should be affirming other people who are in alignment with what they feel like is being a woman, whether or not they have those reproductive organs.
That's what I meant to say.
And we are not
that's what I said in my head.
Educated on this. This is just our thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, this is just our thoughts and feelings.
You know what?
Our farts
Email
and
me
feelings.
yourpart@gmail.com.
Yeah,
I'll read it.
I know.
I would actually love to read someone who studies things and thinks about them and puts them down in writing. I would love to read it.
Yeah, if you have any productive thoughts on this, let us know.
Any reproductive thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Tell me.
But
okay.
anyways, off of this.
I want to
What a hot hot
first
button.
I have two things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the one that I think will be a shorter conversation first.
Okay.
Did you watch the TikTok I sent you this morning?
No.
Oh, you would have cried.
I didn't want to cry.
Okay.
I'm already
No, but what
my mental health is touch and go. And what I can't deal with is you and dad fires off TikToks from the hip. And it's so frustrating because it's either someone getting hurt really, really badly or something really fucking sad.
Or a grandchild.
Or singing.
Or
John Bon Jovi specifically.
Or John Bon Jovi not being able to sing as well as he used to, which I also think I'm like, he's old. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about it. Also, he likes to send grandkid things. And I'm like, I've never known dad to be so
obsessed.
obsessed.
As a birthing human, I am not ready to birth a human.
I don't know what to do here.
Okay, well, let me just tell you. There is this singer-songwriter. Her name's Brittany Moore, okay? She was at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville.
Okay, I think I saw this.
And it started, it really was unexpected, which I want to just kudos to her because the songwriting was amazing. But she says, you know, I'm not one of those girls who writes about, trucks and red dirt roads, something like that. And she's like, and I don't really write love songs except for this one. This one is for my best friend. So she starts and it's like,
you didn't see it coming?
No. And then she says,
one of the first lines is she met
them in a Walmart parking lot. So she
met tailgate of a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. And so then it's like if you, it's about her dog, okay? And you learn this in the course. It's like if you want to, like if you make a girl learn, like if you want to show a girl love, you get her a dog, something like that. And so then it's like she's like, I met him, I knew he was mine, like with his big brown eyes, and I didn't even need to know his name yet. Like a college town, rented house, and then the dog Jade. And so then she like graduates college and she's in this like house and it's like this dog is with her through the ups and the downs. And like she has good 12 years. Like this dog is making.
Don't say 12 years.
And then it's like at the end of the dog's life. And she's like, and the dog's like, you were my whole life, even though I'm like a glimpse in your life. Jade,
why did you have to ruin my day?
It is such a sad song, but it is honestly one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. And I just
opened the TikTok after the first verse. I was like, Paige, fuck you. This dog's gonna die. Why did you send this? Like, I can see this coming and I don't want it.
Even though I'm like,
first thing in the morning at like 6 o'clock in the GD
tears
morning.
I was crying like I had just got broken up with or something. But I just have to say, the way it is so special for a songwriter to write the people in the crowd, like there's a woman, you see her crying, the men are so into this song, they're listening so intently, and I just have to say, Brittany Moore, I really hope that's the person who posted it. I really hope that's her, because you gained a fan today and it's me, and I'm obsessed. And I ran over it because Roman was with Bailey in her bed, and I ran over to Tiger and I was like, I love you.
Well, great. My dog's at our parents' house, so I have nothing to.
Oh, you could love these dogs.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me just.
He's having his best day.
That was like, I hate dropping Hank off at our parents' house. I mean, I feel best leaving them with mom and dad because they love him so much. He loves them so much. They have that yard, they have a pool, and I am like scarred from Homeward Bound. That was one of the first movies that I remember sobbing in because a golden retriever is in the movie. Like, I've always just like loved golden retrievers because Full House, they had a golden retriever on there, and it's just kind of like America's dog. Comet, yes. And you know why it's named Comet?
The cleaning?
Yeah. So
Danny.
By the way, Danny Tanner's wife, his widow, follows me on TikTok.
Really?
I know. I love her content. She's so cool. Anyways, Homeward Bound is like truly has scarred me for life because I always think about like leaving him with anyone. I'm like, what if someone leaves a door open and he just like wanders out and then gets hit by a car or something? Like, it just like, it stresses me out so much. And I know mom and dad are kind of like anal about that. So I would rather him be with them. But like, also I'm like, why am I doing all this stuff that my dog can't do? Like, I can't like not live my life. Like, he is a dog, but he's also like the dog of my life. Like, I will never have another dog as good as Hank.
I think about, well, I don't know if it is just because Hank's a good dog, because Tiger is not a good dog. Roman is like,
his eyes like,
but it's like, I feel like they are pieces of me. And I don't know if it's because they're the first animals that I
had on your own,
that I had on my own. And I feel like that's probably the same with Hank. Like, even if Hank wasn't the best dog, like, I feel like you would still have the same thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to a wedding, Taylor Clark's wedding, in September. It is June. I am already terrified to leave for the weekend because I think Bailey's going to come with me. So that means I'm hoping, hey mom, I'm hoping that because they can't go back to the boarding place because of Europe. So I'm hoping that they can go to Peaches and Pop's house because I feel like they are the only ones who will care for them the way I have to.
Well, maybe Peaches and Pops could come up here and have like a little.
What I was really hoping.
I think Peaches and Pops need to come up here. I think they need to have a little weekend in Austin, treat themselves to like some fun dinners. And if I'm in town, I can hang out with them.
Yeah, because that would be perfect because they can have the house themselves, but then hang out with you. Yeah, throughout the weekend. Okay, you know what, mom, dad, that's what we're gonna do. So the weekend
clear your calendars.
The weekend of September 14th.
I thought you were going to say you don't like leaving Hank at mom and dad's house because you're worried that he's going to start to love them more than he loves you.
No, I think he like is more attached to me. Like, whenever I'm at mom and dad's house, like, he goes to bed with me. He definitely knows that I'm his person, because even when I try to leave, like, he freaks out. Like, but if anyone else is leaving, he doesn't freak out.
He gets nervous when we leave.
Or when we leave, he says, take me with you to mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's really great that I think Hank, you're his primary person, but he has like his secondary people, like I think us and mom and dad and probably now Mr. Roberts, you know?
Yeah.
So he has his like secondary people, which he will love until you are there.
I know, but he just knows like mommy lets him sleep wherever I sleep. Like, he sleeps on my head.
That's my favorite. I like when he's up on the pillow.
I know when he does the pillow thing and he puts his little head right next to you.
It's like he thinks he's a cat.
I know. It's so, he just wants to be right next to you, and it could make me cry because it's when I got Hank First of all, I got him out of a bucket of golden retriever puppies. It was literally a dream. And I like pick him up, I take him home, and everyone's like, you have to crate train. So I get a crate. First night, he's crying the whole night. And I'm like, what if I just put him in my bed? And then
you get to make the decision.
yeah, I'm like, I'm an adult. Guess what? I'm
Here's birthing
the dog
person.
Guess what? I'm gonna ruin my own life. I don't care.
So then in the middle of the night though, he knew to get up and like cry to go outside. Like he was so smart from the beginning. So I was like, oh, okay. Like that's the whole point of the crate, to teach them not to go potty in the house. So we pretty much got that down. And he would sleep right up by my head because he wanted to be so close to me. And so he just does that now. And he's like 5.5. Just like, we only have like 7 more years left.
Anyways, I'm gonna
Thanks
switch
for
it up
bringing
again.
that to us, Paige.
I know.
Okay,
Dead dog things.
not to make it all about Taylor Swift, but have you seen the new thing, the 12-week
Countdown.
Yes.
I've seen it.
Okay, so here's one of the first things that you have to do that I'm gonna have to do like tomorrow, and I might need your help with, is I have to make a TikTok. And I don't make TikToks
Anymore. You used to. Remember when you flashed your vagina to everyone?
Okay, that was one time, and I was wearing underwear. Okay,
Allege.
Was it just like a lip? That kind
It was a modesty merkin, actually.
guys, here's what happened. I was trying to do a transition video. I was in my pajamas, and I had these little boots that I tried to just flick up in the air, and then
kick them.
And my little pajama shorts were a little too loose.
I thought you were gonna say my little lady.
No, my little pajama shorts were a little too loose. So when I kicked up my legs, the little short, leg of the short, it like opened. So you saw like side of my vagina and like the crease of my leg and vagina.
So it's just like, and it was so quick. So people just didn't know what they were seeing.
Well, and the other problem is my underwear was nude. So like I was wearing underwear, but it looked just like vagina, right? And so I post because I didn't notice it at first, right?
Yeah.
I get the transition and I'm like, first transition, hell yeah. I post it, I go to bed. I'm like, great. I wake up, I have so many likes, so many comments. And then I'm like looking through the comments and I like start seeing like a cat emoji. And I'm like, what does that mean?
They're like, pause game.
And then I see another one and then I see pause game. I'm like, what's that? And
not like pause, like pause.
No, like
pause
yeah, like
the video.
like
Yeah.
pause the video. And then as I'm like, why are all these men commenting on like that's not who I thought cared about my cute little outfit, or like because I transitioned to a cute dress. And then thank God to the one guy who's like, we saw her pussy basically, and I was like, I think that's like exactly what he said. And even though my heart like fell out of my ass, I was like, thank you for telling me, because I didn't know. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, that's not my vagina, but like they think it's my vagina.
Thou dost protest too much.
And so then I deleted it, and I didn't know how. I'm like, but it's been it's the internet, like everything lasts forever.
Okay, well, don't let that scar you.
There's
'cause you
probably
have a job to do.
I called mom and dad and I said, hey, I just have to let you know that
I flashed my little
and they
cooter
were
on the
like,
internet.
okay. And I like told my boss at work, I was like, hey, I just want to let
Oh
you know.
my God.
And she was like, well, I think you're fine. And I'm like, okay, cool. Anyways,
What TikTok do you have to do?
I think I have to talk about this. The only ones I've seen so far are people talking about this whole like 12-week thing. So I don't know. I haven't really researched.
I'm
but
sorry. If
every
she
week,
doesn't give you something at the end of this that is huge, then
So the last time something like this happened, which is why I'm a little confused, but I feel like it would probably, the last time it was like Reputation, and it was a scavenger hunt kind of thing, but more like in the wild, not just like digital scavenger hunt. And
Bring me a pine cone.
no, it was like it was like find a picture of a UPS truck that has Taylor Swift's image on the side of it. And then you would have to like take a picture, whatever. Anyways, when you completed those things, it would like boost you into like the queue of like getting tickets to the show.
are a
Okay,
32-year-old woman and you're doing a digital
Yes. Okay. Yes.
That's it. I'm sorry, like
It's interactive, and you know what? She's getting me to engage, and I'm about to engage.
we're all engaging. All she has to do is like fart and the internet loses their mind. Like she doesn't need this.
Well,
She likes it.
She
no, but
loves
like,
it.
I'm sorry. I just like I need more from her on like, okay, stop. I need more of like when we're getting Reputation.
That's what this is all leading up to, I think, because
I don't know, because we haven't addressed how big of a clown you are, because that was the last time.
I know.
Okay. First of all, I meant to borrow a red clown nose from Patrick because he has one, but I am a clown because I totally thought we were getting something, and now
On the 13th 100 show.
one of our
Yeah.
listeners was DMing me this morning, and she's like, do you think we're getting something today? And I'm like, I'm gonna record and I'm gonna say something again, and I'm gonna look like a clown again.
Yes.
September 13th, I think we're gonna get something.
Heard it here first, folks.
No, but like, I'm sorry. The 13th, the 100th show, she does nothing.
That should have been.
That was kind of
Because
like rude of her. Honestly, that kind of pissed me off.
Because she's just like, I know everyone was expecting it.
She loves for people to expect it. That's the whole point of the Easter eggs.
Yeah, like you think that she is this like benevolent being. I don't necessarily know if it's like all 100% good or like it's a marketing tactic. Like she releases all this shit and like people say that she's blocking other people from going #1. How do you feel about that?
I feel like she's a musician who wants to break records. Write a better album if you're worried that Taylor Swift's gonna.
Jesus Christ.
That's literally how I feel.
We're all fired up.
We're all fired up here. Tell him to get in his beanbag.
Get in your
He doesn't listen.
You can't say it while you're laughing.
He doesn't listen. It doesn't matter what you say
You
to him.
have to encourage him to jump into the beanbag when it's that high, because Roman's like, tell him to
Tiger, get in your beanbag. Go on.
watch.
Watch. I have him perfectly trained. Look at that. He did exactly what he wanted and sat right on his brother's face.
I wish we had a Frenchie cam because they're literally so funny.
They're so cute.
We
though.
should start doing a Frenchie cam.
Like he's so cute, but he's so bad.
But he's so cute. Look at him looking at you.
Can I say something about Taylor Swift now?
Sure.
Anytime I want to say something about Taylor Swift, I first have to say, knock, 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 Paige, excuse me, I learned something about Taylor Swift. I'm sure you already know. I don't look at you in the eyes because it's like, I know you already know this, and I'm sorry that I'm even bringing this to your attention because I know that you've seen this 3 weeks ago and you already know everything about Mr. Taylor Allison Swift. But I did bring something new to you
Yeah, she did.
What?
that I saw on the internet. Andrea from Summer House is the love interest in Blank Space music video from Taylor Swift.
What?
Isn't that
Yes.
crazy?
That is crazy.
And
Why
he
didn't
looks
they
so
talk?
cute.
Why didn't they talk about that on Summer House?
Because Paige,
He's a professional.
Not everyone cares about Taylor Swift.
I think it's like a great thing to drop if he's like looking for clout, but he just is a model and he does these things and he didn't feel
but
the
it's
need
like-
to.
Well, they
That's
didn't
his-
air it. He
Right.
could have talked about it. You know, Lisa's friend was a love interest in Hilary Duff's song "Let the Rain Fall
Really?
Down." Yeah,
That's
Gavin.
great.
Okay, did you see? Oh gosh, I can't remember who it was anymore. But it was a show, a raining show, and it was like Dua Lipa or someone like that. She started singing "Let the Rain Fall Down," and no one in the crowd started singing. She said, "Do you not know that song?" And she's like, "You guys must be Gen Z." Like,
yeah. That song
Disappointment.
is
I don't
truly.
know. It was not Dua Lipa, but it was somebody big like that. Big.
Jinx.
Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know. Taylor Swift. So everyone's in London right now.
London.
Jason and Kylie, Kelly, like Chiefs players, Brittany and Patrick.
That's why.
No, something big is
That's
happening.
why the listener, I think, messaged me today. She's like, "What's happening tonight?"
Well, I think what's happening is
Is today, as the crow flies, the first London show?
I think so.
Okay.
Is it? No, because that would mean it was on now. I think it's happening.
No, I think it is on now.
And what I mean, as the crow flies, means like as we're recording, just in case you guys
Right,
weren't
I
keeping
got
up.
that.
Well, I was talking to them.
Oh, okay. Let the rain fall down and wake my. But there's like a lot of people in London right now, so a lot of people are speculating, since Taylor Swift is kind of known for her 4th of July parties, that she's gonna throw like a big 4th of July party in London. But also, it's like kind of far out
Yeah,
from
it's the
4th of July.
21st.
So I don't know.
Also, like that's a big middle finger to
America?
no, to Great Britain. Like, because we declared independence from Great Britain.
I know, but it's been so long.
And she wasn't born
Like,
there.
if they're not over it by now, like,
I know. I think that would be great. Miss Americana on their turf. This is great.
yeah.
They're
Iconic.
London is so excited to have her.
Yeah.
Have you seen
The royal family? They did
Oh.
Shake It Off.
No, I didn't see that, but I just love I love when like the buildings have their own TikToks and they
Yeah.
like the Empire State Building was doing it, but then I think it was like Big Ben or something, whatever. It's like using the so long London as like we're so excited for Taylor to be here. I don't know any of the names of the historical
London
buildings.
knows how much Taylor loves London. Yeah. But remember when Travis said that like the London shows are going to
Yes.
be lit? So a lot of people are speculating also like some sort of, you know, wedding or engagement party. And that would be so sick. But like,
But
I also like she wouldn't get
I
married.
don't think
while
she's gonna
on
do
tour.
that
Well,
publicly. She's not gonna lay Easter eggs for that.
Like,
Maybe
she
an
wouldn't-
announcement.
She wouldn't lay an Easter egg for that, and he wouldn't be like, the London show's gonna be lit because like we're gonna marry. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like he's like, it's gonna be lit because drumroll please, we're gonna announce Reputation release day or something.
We added fireworks. It's gonna be that small.
She changed the Reputation outfit finally. What if she announces Reputation in London?
Great.
Great.
Would love to have it.
That would
It
be
also
fun.
I guess the vault songs are what people are excited about, but
Could
just
you
hearing
imagine the Reputation?
I think
Vault
it's just
songs?
like it's such a buildup, and it's like, when is it happening? I don't think it's like
Right.
necessarily like we're so excited for the new Reputation. I think it's just like, what is she gonna do to announce Reputation? Because she did a lot for Fearless, Red. I mean, Reputation's re-release has to be. I just don't know. Is any re-release going to be as exciting as Red was? I don't think so.
Well, hear me out. Because the speculation is still that she would release both Taylor Swift and Reputation, which like that in itself would be iconic, but the build up to it would be so iconic. What if? Hear me out. What if it's like a Reputation coded thing? What if she is on her guitar tonight with the secret songs and she does I'd Lie on the guitar and then she does like a rep song on the piano?
No, that'd be insane. That would break the internet.
I'm
She
like
did
about-
crazier.
I could cry thinking about that, and it hasn't even happened. Okay,
No, did you see the video I tagged you in? She stands there,
Jade?
walks away. My God, if I could only say I'm holding every breath.
And what if
for
she
him.
changes the
Can you
words?
believe I know the lyrics to that song?
and what if she changes the word because it makes it like your brother's beautiful instead of sister, and it's because if they were there, if like
Yeah. That would be crazy. I'd Lie. If she will do I'd Lie. Like, there's no way she's not gonna do.
and everyone needs to check on me when that happens because
No,
I'm
you will
not going to be okay.
pass away if she does I'd Lie. She did Crazier. There's like
I know.
crazier things have happened. Literally.
Crazier things have happened.
good one.
Yeah. And she also did This Is What You Came For.
I was just about to say,
But did she do that already?
well, not on this tour.
Okay.
But I think it's just a reminder, like, bitch, I'm coming for all of my shit, not just what I've released as Taylor
Yeah.
Swift before. So watch out.
I think she's trying to tell us that like nothing is off the table by doing This Is What You Came For and Crazier, because like I'd Lie, she knows the internet. Like anytime I've posted about I'd Lie, I only know about I'd Lie obviously because of you. I thought it was literally a song. I didn't know it wasn't a song until
Until we got Spotify.
we got Spotify, and I was like, wait, where's that one song?
The one song Paige was so annoying about.
Yeah, one of them. And
Yeah,
so
that one song Paige is annoying.
I feel like she is trying to tell us something. So London, that would be crazy. If she did a mashup of I'd Lie and a rap song, like that's when you know.
That's when you know. Do you remember, did she announce
Speak now.
the release of 1989 before or after the secret songs?
Before.
Before.
Yeah, because remember she did ah.
Yeah, but
she did it, and then she did New Romantics, and then she did New Year's Day.
okay. It just seems like that would have to be something
We
that, like,
actually like our secret songs we got were so fucking good.
I know.
I was like not appreciative of New Year's Day either, but
know.
now I am.
But you weren't with Clean either.
No, I was like,
and
what
then
is
you,
this song?
And then you were obsessed with, you made
no.
Clean your identity for like 3 months after that.
It was literally one of my top songs.
When you were sitting there and I could like, I like briefly looked at you for like a second and you're like, in your eyes it said, I've never heard this song before in my life. I've never heard this song before in my life. And you even leaned over, you were like, do you know this? I was like, shh. Like, yes.
I was like,
And you're like, okay. And I'm like, okay, she's like, she doesn't get it. And then for 3 months, all you would listen to was Clean.
well, sometimes it takes me seeing a song or like having an experience with the song to really appreciate it. Have you
I get
ever
it.
been like
I get
at a party and like you're having the best time and a song comes on and you haven't had any attachment to that song and then that moment makes you like joined in with that song, you know, and now that song is your song.
Yeah, that was you guys know the band Train. Never been a Train fan. I stumbled into a concert one time at this like work conference and they're like, hey, we have these like extra tickets if you guys want to go to Train. I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna go. And I've never had any desire to go see Train the band, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, the song that I would make fun of, hey soul sister, I make fun of that when it comes on the radio. When he sang it, I almost cried because the way he was like talking about it, and he's like, because he was talking about how Drops of Jupiter was like what got them big, and then this Soul Sister was like their resurgence. It's like, man, it's kind of like living two lives. Like these songs are so interconnected, and Drops of Jupiter is like such a meaningful song, like about his mom and whatever.
And all these rude bitches are making fun of me for this song, but I'm not gonna stop singing it.
And then I was like, man, it was so good. And now I don't make fun of it. I respect it. I don't sing it, but I respect it.
Yeah. I feel that way about Meg the Stallion at ACL
Because
because
obsessed with her.
I already liked Meg the Stallion's songs just from like TikTok, but just seeing her live, like you just are like, this girl's work ethic. Wait, did you guys see the thing that happened to Meg the Stallion and how she was crying on stage?
No.
So someone did like a deep fake of her having like an inappropriate tape of them, you know, doing bad things, you know,
Rolling around in the
things.
sheets.
Yeah, intimate things. And it was like a deep fake. It was AI.
Ugh.
And it really blew up on, I guess, X/Twitter or whatever. And she was at her concert and she was crying. And the comments were saying she was crying about that. I don't know if there's anything else going on in Meg the Stallion's life. But I just like feel like she's a really hard worker and I feel like she's a good person. And I feel like people like come for her a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know either because I feel like she like doesn't like come for anyone.
No, she seems like she's just a really good person.
Yeah.
We
And
also don't know, but like what we know is we stan Meg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
We stand Meg the Stallion.
Wow.
Is there anything
Wow.
else? Wait, was there? Oh, we didn't even talk about Justin Timberlake's
Oh
DWI.
my
Okay,
Lanta.
I just have to say, why the fuck was Justin Timberlake in the Hamptons and Jessica Biel was in New York City? If this is one of his off nights on his tour, why isn't he spending that night with his wife when he's like working so hard, so busy?
Also, why am I so suspicious of him when there was a video, I think E! News posted it, where it was like, Justin Timberlake stops the concert to help a fan. And I was like, this is fake. Why is he doing
Because
this?
he
This is
sees that it works for Taylor.
And I don't know why I don't believe him.
Because
it felt
he
so
has
staged
given us-
and so weird.
Because he is on he knows that his
reputation's never been worse.
yes, after everyone's kind of seeing clearly of how he manipulated the whole Britney breakup, and everyone's kind of seeing more clearly how he handled the Janet Jackson thing so poorly and really directed a lot of hate towards the women and like he literally was like Carl. Justin Timberlake is like Carl Radke, where it's like, poor me, and directs so much hate towards the women instead of like owning what he did and his part in it. So I think people saw how he reacted, and granted, he was young. I will give him that. And I don't know how I would have handled the situation if I were him.
And that was the expected thing from him. That was the narrative, how everything was going. The times were
And probably
in keeping with that.
his team crafted the narrative, and I'm sure it wasn't just his, but like he's still the figurehead of the actions that he had. So I think that's why. But also it's like him, you see how much attention Taylor Swift gets with, because now we got back. She wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Like he knows that that's going to be a moment on TikTok. So I feel like that's why he did it. That's why I don't trust him either.
It was fake.
Also, I have some insider tea that he is kind of a bit of a guy to hit the bottle. Like he's, you know, a little likes to get sauced
Also
up.
a child star, so like who knows?
And again, you know, I am such a harsh critic on Justin Timberlake, but for being as famous as he was at such a young age, like he's really come out like very well, I guess, you know, like all things considered. But like if you're in the Hamptons, you have Uber on your phone. I mean, I guess maybe he doesn't have Uber, but you have like a way to.
But you, regardless, you're Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
You have the money to either call an Uber or have a driver literally wait outside of wherever you're at to take you to your next location.
Yeah.
Like there is no excuse for somebody who is that famous, that noticeable, which I do think it's so funny that the cop did not recognize him and not there. This could not have been a more humbling, I hope, experience for Justin Timberlake, because he's like,
I can already hear him saying
basically, he's like, do you know who I am? And it's like,
no,
literally don't know who you are.
Okay, but I have to say, like, and you know how much what I think of Justin Timberlake. I think it's, how has this cop gotten through life not knowing who the fuck Justin Timberlake was?
Yeah, but you
Can't
have
Stop
to-
the Feeling literally
Okay.
plays in like the depths of hell. It's like always on.
But if he hears it on the radio, it doesn't mean he's searching the music video to see
You
what
don't
he
know who
looks like.
Justin Timberlake is. That's like not knowing who Brad Pitt is.
Okay, but Gen Z people probably don't.
Gen Z doesn't know who Brad Pitt is.
Yeah,
we don't
like,
know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there are younger people that probably don't know these faces like we know these faces.
Yeah.
And you have to also think, if we don't know how drunk he was, but like usually like drunk people like don't look their best.
He said, I had one martini.
I don't believe that.
No.
But it's like, you know, like
Yeah, because like
don't
when
look
you
their
come
best.
home from like, you know, partying
and you're like, woof.
and you're like, Mom, I wasn't drinking tonight. And she's like, how many drinks did you have? And you're like, I had one White Claw. And then you really had like 6 White Claws. So you probably had like 6
You were
martinis.
topping off the White Claw with vodka, and it's like
Yeah.
it was one, and then it ended up being 3/4 vodka.
But it's like, it's so Justin Timberlake to be like, this is gonna ruin the tour. Like this is gonna ruin the tour. Like, shut up.
Well, it is really.
And he's like, what tour? The world tour.
Wait, that's what they
That's
said?
what he's, yeah, because he was
That's
like,
what's been
he was like
reported.
under his breath, he's like, oh, this is gonna ruin the tour. And the cop's like, what tour? And he said, the world tour. Like, stop.
The world
Stop.
tour. That is really
Like,
sad.
oh, sorry, sir. I'm a singer and I'm on tour right now. I'm doing this like world tour. Like, that's what I meant. Like, the world tour.
The world tour. But I think it's really interesting that Jessica Biel was working in New York City, just 3 hours away. There's something there.
Well, there's always been something there.
Yeah, she's the beard.
I don't know.
I don't know if she's the beard, actually. I used to think that, but I don't really think that anymore.
I don't think that they're each other's beards. I just think that they have a marriage that works as like a contract for
It's
them.
very like Kristen Bell, Dax Shepard-esque, where
No,
it's like, I think it's
disagree.
very much like, look at us, we're so fun, we're funny, we're quirky. Look at
No, but I
Justin."
think Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell have a very like physical relationship and like physical and emotional relationship. I think Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake are way more contractual.
well, maybe if we knew more about, I would never listen to a podcast with Justin Timberlake as the host, but I do listen to Dax's, and that's why I was feeling I wanted to defend them too, because I do feel like we can see more they're vulnerable, they share things about it. I don't see that for Justin and Jessica, but maybe they do, and hopefully you are happy, you guys. I don't know. I never think about them, and when I do, it doesn't serve me, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. It's like when Paige was getting mad about that content creator, you know, and it was like she could have scrolled it, but she wanted to be a little bit feisty about it. We could have done the same thing with Justin, but like we wanted to get like, you know, once you see his little face, it's like, just keep going. Like there's no, this
him and
isn't
Jimmy
gonna benefit me.
Fallon, just like, okay, we get
I
it. You
did
guys are
buy
so
into that.
funny. You're so funny.
A couple goofy dudes.
No, I mean,
just
like,
goofing.
I do think I did like that duo. Like, I'm fine with that, but like,
I loved it.
Yeah, I like that duo. It's just like, I don't know what Justin wants. He's just like, I just don't think he's the most. I think he is the most
on his world tour.
I think he's the most genuine person, like when it serves him. So I think that I think he's a guy's guy. I think that him and Jimmy Fallon did have a genuine relationship, or do have a genuine like friendship and relationship. And so like that's why it works, because we're like, oh my gosh, they're funny and they're vibing off of each other, because like that works for them. I just don't think he's great with women. Like, I don't think he is the best guy with women. Like, I think he cares about himself and he cares about his bros, and
I feel like that's
he cares
a
about
lot of
number
men.
one.
I think he cares about number one too. I think that's how when you're like in that world, just like being in the content creator space, which is like one iota of what these people go through, like your entire business is keeping yourself relevant. And I can't imagine having a full team of people who are coaching you on how to keep yourself relevant and how to keep yourself safe from like controversy and stuff. And especially back then, like now it's like kind of better to have like a little bit of tension in your fame, because it keeps like your fans like really protective and the haters keep you relevant, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I can't imagine having to, like, that is innate in him, because he has been a star since he was how old was he on Mickey Mouse Club? Like 10? Yeah. So it's like your entire like character is like keeping yourself relevant. That's why I think Taylor Swift is like such an enigma, because she is a child star essentially, but she works actively on trying to be as relatable as she can be, which is like, it almost comes across as like so manufactured sometimes. Like that's why I literally think she dresses like she does.
Yeah.
To keep herself like relatable, and why she keeps like these certain people around her, and like why she like cooks or bakes Pop-Tarts and shit like that. Like she's trying to like touch grass, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and she can't.
And you know what? Just, this is so unrelated to what we're talking about, but also unrelated. The song Long Live has always kind of bothered me, because it feels very self-serving, and like
it was,
because it's like her and the fans. It's like, if they ever take this away, it's me and you. But I actually saw that it was actually written for her band. And why are you saying it like that? You act like it was.
You didn't do the preface where you have to say, "Excuse me, I'm not going to look at you." I heard this thing about Taylor Swift.
Like Long Live is what has become the fans' song.
I know, but at first I was under the understanding that it was a song between her and the fans. It's like, look, everyone hated us except for me and you, me and the fans, and it felt like very much like self-serving, almost like she's putting herself on this pedestal. But now in the context of it's written between her and her band, it makes more sense. Like, look, like the world was against us, but you stuck by me, you believed in me as my band. I like that narrative versus the fan narrative. I feel like the fan narrative is like, it's a little too like God syndrome.
Well, that's why like for that song, like they're all in like the straight line.
No, I know, but everyone's like, that's a song between her and her fans.
Well, that's what it developed into. And that is
and
great.
I'm telling you, I don't like that.
Well,
I also
whether
think
you
that
like it or not, that's what the Swifties have done.
Wrote it at the time where it's like, holy cow, I have so many fans. Like, this is crazy. Well, if that were a moment in time that she wrote it, I don't think she would. I do think that would be weird to keep it.
But it's like, when you have kids one day, tell them my name, fans. Like, it's creepy to me.
Well, right. But the thing is,
see, look what you did.
Guys.
Ooh, look what you made me do.
Things can take on other meanings.
I know, but what I'm just speaking my truth. I like it better in the context of the band.
I agree, but it's like, I think fans want to be so much involved, like in.
I know when it's unhealthy.
I'm not saying you're
It's
wrong.
unhealthy.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Look, I cry when she sings Long Live.
I'll be honest.
Tell her my name.
Here I am fighting for Long Live. It's not even one of my favorite songs. It doesn't even make my top
You will
10.
fight for
You'll fight for
everything.
anything.
Because it's just like,
you're a
respect
believer.
it. Just respect
I don't have to.
it.
Paige, I look at Taylor Swift from like a normal lens. You look at her from like an unhealthy lens.
But it's like, I don't know why you're so like mad.
I'm not mad.
She can't say, hey, fans, this is not your song. So like, she can't say
You're
that.
so annoying.
You know what I mean?
You're literally so annoying to talk anything about Taylor Swift with because like there's no nuance there. It's black or white.
Yeah.
It's like you're either with her or you're against her. If you're like, oh, I didn't like the outfit she wore, which
You
is
never
such a
like the outfit she wears.
because I don't like her fashion sense, and that's fine. It's
fine.
not. It doesn't matter for me because like she's also not a style icon.
Yeah.
But like I can criticize when she is a billionaire walking out in the ugliest fucking outfit I've ever seen. In her 1989 outfits that are new, I don't like them. She has all the resources in the world. Any designer would literally die to work with her, and that's the outfit she chose.
Okay. Wait, I just want to say one thing.
What?
Sorry, Paige. We were watching A Simple Favor, which has Blake Lively in it. And Paige was like, do you think that since Taylor Swift and Blake Lively are friends, Blake asked Taylor to ask Christian Louboutin to give her the shoes for the movie? And I was like, I bet Blake Lively could buy her own.
I think
Christian
Blake Lively
Louboutins.
probably has a relationship with Christian Louboutin like on her own because
I
she's
don't
a style
think
queen.
It needed the especially for like it being a movie that had a like costume designer and all the things.
Yeah.
It probably had very little to do with Blake Lively even.
Yeah, I bet.
Although
Yeah.
Blake Lively looks amazing in that movie.
She does.
Best outfits.
Yeah. Did you see she was in Grapevine the other day?
Yeah.
That movie premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Grapevine,
Of all places.
Of
I
all
wonder
places.
if Colleen Hoover's biggest fan was there.
Probably. I bet she was crying.
Is Colleen Hoover from Texas?
Yes.
Oh, she is. What part? Denton.
Near the I can't,
Okay,
we,
everyone-
we learned that that night
When I was yelling at that girl.
yeah, we learned that because they went to that bookstore or something. Like,
Oh yeah, her like hometown bookstore.
yeah.
Oh
remember?
my gosh, that was the most Sulphur Springs. Okay, that makes sense. Sulphur
Sounds like
Springs. She grew up in Saltillo.
Oh, salty.
I bet Texas people call it Saltillo. So backstory here, our parents had a party at their house and there was this person here that I didn't know and she was literally crying. Like, Colleen Hoover was her Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she was crying and I'm like,
Well,
what are you crying about?
Made her cry. No, what had happened was she was trying to tell us about her exciting day that she had going to this bookstore. She was taking too long to explain
I
the
didn't
story.
understand what she was talking about. She's like, I went to a bookstore. And, I was
she
like,
was overwhelmed by her emotions.
I know, but I was
and
like, what are
the
you?
alcohol.
I don't get it. What's so special about the bookstore? And she was like going around in circles. And what she should have said was, this is Colleen Hoover's bookstore.
And I'm obsessed with Colleen Hoover.
is my favorite author. Then I'd be like, I get it. But she
was-
said about
yeah.
500 words that had none of that in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get it. What are you trying?
What you said was get to the punchline. You went like this. You said get to the punchline. And it made her more flustered. And we were all just like,
Mom got so mad.
well, and then the person that she was there with, she's like, well, tell them whose bookstore it was.
She was
She's,
helping,
like,
her tell the story because
and then
she could tell we were all frustrated. We're watching this girl literally just go on and on and on. She was saying so much and saying nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
For someone who loves reading so much,
well, maybe not.
very
She's not a
eloquent.
writer.
She's not the writer. She's not the author.
I know, but yeah, that was my experience with that. But I've noticed I do that with people now, and it's because I'm just like, I have no more patience because I've been listening to you and Dad tell stories my entire life, and I'm just like, okay, what is the point here?
And you just need to let people.
No, I
Take their
don't.
time.
I need to coach them on how to tell a story.
Okay, but there's gentle coaching.
I'm not very gentle with that kind of
What
stuff.
what did you like about the bookstore? What brought you there? That would be a good way to say it.
Well, that's why I have sisters to help balance me out.
yeah.
Because sometimes I go into older sister mode where I'm just like, I can't, like, I'm gonna.
Well, and that's what really like alarmed me because I was like, oh my god, like she's not your sister. Like you cannot talk.
This is a
like,
guest.
You can talk to me like that, and I can push back or take it depending on like what the vibe is. She's not your sister. And I'm like,
no,
oh
one
my
of my
God.
friends was telling a story the other day and she was like, and that's not even the craziest part. I was like, okay, none of this is the craziest part. Can you get to the craziest part so we can be engaged in the story? Because none of this is interesting and it sounds like there's something interesting waiting at the end.
And
for
then
us.
she said, never mind, I don't want to.
I know. And I was like, okay, good. I don't want to hear the story anyways. You're taking so fucking long.
Thank
We'll never.
God.
If we're waiting for you to make the punchline, I'm going to be like 37 by the time we get there. And my eggs will be dried up.
Yeah.
I've got things to do.
You will no longer be a birthing human.
I know. I'm already geriatric.
Yeah. We know.
You know what? On that note, I think we need to go.
I know.
We do really need to go.
Because guys, we're going on a boat.
We're going on an influencer thing.
Yeah,
with
thanks,
Takovas.
Jade.
Thanks to Kovas.
Thanks to Kovas.
And I'm just like really interested to see because sometimes these influencer things, I'm like,
Do you
who
know
the
anyone
fuck
that's
do you
going?
think you are? I do know some people, but
Okay.
sometimes it gets like really clicky, and I'm just like, I do not have the patience for that. I'm like, you are literally, we are all Z-list people
Yeah.
in this world, and the least you can fucking do is to pretend to be nice to me
Yeah.
for an hour.
to my face.
To my face. Go talk shit about me again. Go
Talk shit about me. You don't have
behind
to-
my back.
Yeah.
Be fake to me. That is what this is for. That is etiquette. It's just be fake. Like make it comfortable for everyone. Nobody wants to be here. Let's just have fun. But I actually do want to be on this boat. So
I'm really excited, actually.
I know.
I
And it's
too.
with Takovas. Takovas is such a
I
cool
love
brand.
Takovas.
Yeah. So maybe they'll go some boot.
Okay, guys. Well,
Okay, so Bailey.
Send us an email, yourpoordad@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. It's probably at, I don't know, yourpoordadpod.
It's probably at Your Per Dad Pod. We've been doing this for 2 years.
It's probably that. Wouldn't know if there was like another X you want to start tweeting. Other than that, rate, review, subscribe, leave 5 stars, write us a little comment.
I have to pee so bad.
That's
Get to
it.
the point. Get to the
Goodbye.
point.
That's it. Goodbye.
bye.